So this is the second video in my series about blurring the background in Photoshop to create a fake shallow depth of field image. In this one we're going to be working on this portrait image, and this is from the Flickr user Renard. So thank you very much to them for licensing their image with a Creative Commons license that allows you to rework the image. So I've got it open in Photoshop here. First thing I'm going to do, as always, is to duplicate the background. So we don't want to work on our original, so it's best to leave the original unedited so we can come back to the unedited version later if we want to. And for the purposes of this we need a duplicate layer anyway. Right, so got the image open. Now I'm going to go up to the filter menu, blur, Gaussian blur, and then adjust the radius until it's a good amount of blur. So you want a reasonable amount, but that looks about okay to me. 8.2. If you have a really blurred image, then this effect won't work at all, and it will just look really strange. So you just need enough to add a bit of blur to the background. So we've got the blurred image, and now what we're going to do is add a layer mask. So I'm just going to click on the add layer mask icon down here, and then I want my brush tool, and I want to be painting in black, so I'm just going to switch that to black there. I want the opacity of the brush to be 100%. In the brush options here, I want the hardness to be 0%, so that's a soft edged brush. If you haven't got the hardness in the options here, you need to make sure that this set to enable airbrush capabilities button is pressed down like that. So it should have sort of a dark grey outline around it. Right, so now I've got my brush, and I'm just going to brush over with black to hide the effect of this layer over our subject. And that reveals the original image underneath, which hasn't been blurred. So it's going round near the edges. I'm just going to decrease the opacity of the brush a bit and go around the edge a bit more. There we go. And that's that effect done, really. As you can see, when we apply the effect, actually, let's just have a look at this layer mask. So you can see I've missed a few bits here, so I'm just going to put the opacity of the brush back up to 100% and go over these bits that I've missed. And to look at the layer mask like that, you just Alt and click on the layer mask thumbnail to view it. Right, so as I was saying, when you apply this basic background blur effect, as you can see, it's got sort of a blurry halo around the outside of the subject where they've been blurred into the background. For some images this can work quite well, gives them sort of a slightly ethereal effect, but for other images it doesn't work so well and it just looks unrealistic. So in the next video I'll show a more realistic way you can apply a background blur.